fake Facebook man, posting lies about my life which no one else can. Filters on my face to disguise my age, show money that I don't have is what is on my page. Why don't you come and join my team? It's called living the fake Facebook life dream. If they post a pic of me eating clean, but it's pizza and burgers for dinner, you know what I mean. A snapshot of vacations that I got no money to take. Send you one of my sports car, you know that it's a fake. Got my love loaded up with things that aren't even true. Pretending on Facebook is my thing too. Yeah, 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 yeah.
2,000 friends, which I've never done met. A pic of my lunch is what you're gonna get. I had a post of your baby, say it's one darn cute kid. But I lied, cause it's ugly, that's called an online fib. I talk about success in my job and the pending promotion, but in reality it's a psych, cause I got a demotion.
Only the fake Facebook man, posting lies about my life which no one else can. Filters on my face to disguise my age, show money that I don't have is what is on my page. Why don't you come and join my team? It's called living the fake Facebook life dream.
You block me on Facebook without a judge, jury, or trial. I'll be creeping you the next day with a shiny new profile. See a pic of my family? Yeah, we're having a good time. Well, the joke's on you. We have not talked in 8 months or 9. I'll tell you about the weather and the stuff you don't need to know. I'll fake a good illness so the sympathy will grow. I'll ask you to donate to my made-up cause and post selfies on the daily that ain't breaking no laws. So don't judge the life of the fake Facebook man, pretending to be happy like no one else can. All right, pal. Hey, look at your face. It's normal color tonight.
Is it normal tonight? Okay.
It's as normal as you get, Kidsman.
It's as normal as I get.
Right.
And I gotta give a good thumbs up. Good old Chad Dabano.
Yeah.
Has come to the rescue. He came over after the last show and said, you need some help with that. So he tweaked the laptop and he gave it the Elite Geeks TLC, and look, I'm back.
Right now, you look like one of those after-school specials. Maybe you should say, "Don't do drugs, kids." Right?
You don't want me preaching anything.
No, you did a lot of preaching today. We were over there doing the hiring event, man. You had the ladies laughing over there.
Wasn't it good? Well, that was a fun time. Laverne, the ladies. Yeah. We had Candace over there. We had Sylvie, and
yeah. We're an earshot away.
Karika, I want to say that's
yeah.
Yes.
You told, hey, if you're an earshot away from the Hampton, they're laughing because they're like, never heard that saying before, an earshot away. I don't know.
Get your ducks in a row when you're coming down there with all your credentials. And then you said you heard one of the ladies say that line afterwards. So it rubs off. So yeah, I told you. They learned something new today over at Laverne.
Okay. So here's my dilemma today. So we're supposed to be there at 8 a.m. and at 7:25, I can't find my keys. So I'm panicking. And so I go all around the house, and I'm not looking in Terry's car. I'm like, my keys aren't in there. So I had to call you at about 8:05 to come pick me up. So all the way to Timmins. I had to come all the way to Porcupine, back to Timmins. So we get, I'm all worked up, right? So because I couldn't find my keys. Now, I finally get home, and they happen to be in Terry's car, the one place where I didn't look. So now I got my keys in my hand, and turns around, I lost my wallet.
But then I came to the saved of the day, the save of the day there. My little guy, when I picked him up from school this afternoon, he goes, Papa, and like the bag from Laverne was still back there, and he goes, Papa, what's this? And I wasn't paying attention. I was in the middle of driving. I said, Oh, Ethan, just leave it there. We'll check it out when we get back. Sure enough, he pulls out your good old wallet. He goes, Papa, what's this? There we go. So I got a wallet.
Try using my credit card free. Try using my credit card for a $4 purchase and see what that gets you. But you added to this banner. You wrote KINZ had to drive his sorry arse around today. Come on.
Well, hey, right.
All right, pal.
Always with the last laugh.
Yes, you always got the last laugh. But let's say a couple hellos, and we got a very busy
show tonight. We're going to talk to Brennan in just a few minutes about the families in Sopo. They went through a devastating fire, and he's got a GoFundMe and a list of things that will need to be put together so we can help those families out tonight.
Yeah.
Good evening from Amanda Roy. Hey, guys, from Louise Melanson. Amanda, yeah, he's a normal color there. See, look. I wasn't always pink. You know what? I was just convinced I was still flushed from Rock on the River Reconnect from all the brew we had from Full Beard. Lisa Picard, hello, my friends. Lori, good job, Chad. Yes, Elite Geeks. If you need anything fixed electronic wise in this city, go see Chad at Elite Geeks.
Kinsman rules.
There's that Adam there.
Yeah. But yeah, so there we go. So you do look better. Definitely an after school special. So you're gonna have to do lots of preaching tonight. Yeah, but we have Brendan Bois. We're gonna bring him on. He's doing some awesome things. A lot of folks know what happened, but there was a fire in South Porcupine. Lots of all the folks in that complex have been displaced from their homes. It's a terrible situation.
Yeah.
But Brendan's a good guy. He's coming up to the forefront. He's got a GoFundMe. We're going to post that GoFundMe link very shortly. And he's doing something on Friday to collect donations and clothing that's required. So I think I think we bring him in. Are you ready, Kinsman?
Should we bring him on? Yes, I do believe we should.
Don't you touch it. I got it. You look like you're going to hit a button or something.
No, I'm trying to get his GoFundMe in here.
I'll put that. I got you covered, kid. See, you see what happens.
No, I have it right now. There it is.
Every time Kinsman starts touching buttons on the show, we get disconnected, or his face turns pink, or it's like.
Now it's in there like 4 times now. There it is.
I can't say much. I'm not better with I'm not any better with technology, so.
Yeah. So right off the bat, before we get into the real issues, I got a feeling like Brendan's close to being my hair. Close, right?
I'm almost there.
Yeah.
I'm just about. I kind of like it though.
Brendan can almost do a comb over.
I'm almost at yours, Jamie.
Yeah. Yeah. You got that, Jason.
I got the receding hairline there.
Oh, I hear you about that. I've had that since I was 18, but they say bald is beautiful. Someone says.
Yeah. I'll agree with you there.
Yeah, there we go. But welcome to the show. We appreciate you coming on. And I think the best way to start, of course, many folks in the community are well aware that happened, but we have some folks from out of town and maybe some aren't. So let's chat about what happened in South End. And I know it's very close because you live very close to the fire itself.
So basically, it was Sunday morning around 9 a.m. The building had caught fire. From what I heard, it was from an appliance. I'm assuming probably a dryer. Me and my wife were actually leaving for groceries and looked over, and there was smoke billowing out of the side of the building. We went over within minutes. The building was pretty much up. The fire department had already been notified by that point. There was a bunch of neighbors that had come and looked, and people started evacuating the building, coming outside. You see people coming out in their PJs, no coats. It's really cold outside that morning. Cats, dogs, the whole bit. So right off the bat, you start feeling terrible for these people because, all their possessions are inside. They don't have access to them now. Obviously anybody in their right mind can put themselves in their shoes, right? So looking at all these people, well, we went and proceeded on with doing our groceries, and we were keeping in touch with one of our neighbors. And the fire department had luckily got it under control. But there was tons of damage. I don't think anything inside of the building is going to be able to be salvaged. So it's very, very, very unfortunate situation. What happened. So basically, I was worried about it all morning. We were at the grocery store, and I was like just thinking about it all day. It was on my mind. I felt, like I said, everybody just feels for these people, right? I mean, there was a fire how many months ago right across at the Porcupine Food Bank. So, and I know you guys were highly involved with that. So, obviously, that's unfortunate as well. But as a resident of South Porcupine and Timmins, you know, obviously, like we have to step up, come together as a community. Timmins and South Porcupine are very good for that. I find whenever there's somebody or something in need, everybody comes together, and everybody steps up.
Do we know? So the one thing I read, maybe you can confirm, is you know, some folks had to go to the hospital to be checked up on. Now, do we know, is everyone physically okay?
So I've been in touch with them pretty much every single day. And I got all of their contact info just to make sure everybody's doing well. So they're in a hotel, thanks to the Red Cross. So thank you for your efforts if you're listening. So they put them up in a hotel for a couple of nights just to obviously stir things over, and everybody seems like they're in good health and like they're doing well, obviously to the point where they can be.
Right.
And looking at the post today, I do believe that a lot of them was the hotel stay ended tonight on the 20th, right? After
Yes.
tonight, where do they go after that?
I don't think there's really anywhere, any plans for them to go anywhere. I've been kind of looking up stuff online whenever I have a chance, and I'm only one person, so obviously I'm trying to help rectify the situation, but after tonight, I'm not really sure.
So we do know that, and like you said, you're one person, but you're one person carrying a lot of weight. So the first thing you did, well, the first thing you went out and tried to make sure that your friends and your neighbors were okay. So that's the most important thing. But you have stepped up to the plate because you created this GoFundMe, and Mark did post the link. It's in the comment section. And as you can imagine, when you displace from your home and everything in your home, you're starting from scratch again. You know, so we've seen similar cases where there's no renters type insurance. So, you know, you got to go and repurchase everything from the basic necessities in life. And that's very costly. And, you know, it's been a difficult year and a half, 2 years for a lot of folks who are already had trying times. So the idea for the GoFundMe would be to raise the money for the families directly affected by the fire, and then you would disperse it equally among the families. Is this
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah.
And looking at your GoFundMe before we hopped on tonight, I think it was at $475 out of a possible goal of 10,000. So I know, 475 won't make a dent for the nine folks affected. So if anybody can, willingly, go to our link and click the GoFundMe, and make a donation, as little as a couple bucks, $5 here, scrounge up 20, 50, 100 here or there, eventually we'll get enough to keep these families going. And then you heard from Jamie, none of them had content insurance for any other possessions. So yeah, they're starting from scratch now.
Obviously, sorry, were you going to go, Jamie?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Obviously, in times like this, it's good to spread positivity amongst each other, and obviously try to keep a level head the best you can. And that's what I've been trying to do, and try and keep in touch with them and stay really positive, and obviously just try and drive that forward. Just kind of let them know that it's going to be okay. Like I do have a lot of faith in the situation. I've been working really, really hard this week to try and make things go okay. And I've been manifesting a lot of positivity and just really, doing the best that I can, we can. Like you guys have helped out, the Moose FM helped out. you guys, as soon as I called you, you were on with it. So thank you very much for your help.
No, you're welcome. We're always, when we were chatting before, Brennan, myself and Mark, we've talked about this a few times. We've been in positions in our life where we've had to ask people for help, and people have stepped up to help us. So if, now that we're in a position to help folks in a few different ways, we're always happy. That's an immediate yes. Now, another thing is happening, which I think is very cool on Friday that you've put together, and we're going to help promote it for you. But you've organized this. You're going to be doing a clothing and cash donation drive at Narduzzi's at 5:00, correct?
Yeah, it's going to be 5 to 7 p.m. Friday. Sorry, I'm just checking my date here. Friday, October 22nd, 2021. So I'm going to be there around probably 4:30. Going to do the best that I can to make some signage, put the truck at the highway, and if anybody's driving by or wants to come out and help support, it would be much appreciated. And I've also told the patrons that they're more than welcome to come out as well, if they can. And I think it's gonna make a big difference.
I know you've posted on your page and you sent it to me, and we're going to post it also. It's a list of the clothing that is required, specific to sizes, and whether it's pants and socks and stuff like that. So these folks, they're left with basically nothing. When there's a fire, your first concern is you get out, of course. You don't really think about grabbing your possessions, but then once you're out of the place and you're relocated, you start missing these things, basic necessities in life that we sometimes take for granted because we can I can go upstairs right now and get a new pair of pants or a new pair of socks. So a lot of these folks not only dealing with the fire and losing their homes, they are in a position where they have to start from scratch. So we'll post the list also. And yeah, if you have time on Friday, come by Narduzzi's in South Porcupine, the parking lot, and Brendan will be there, and he'll have take cash donations and clothing donations. Those are the two things you're hoping to get.
Any basic necessities really. Like toothbrushes and stuff like that. If you got anything, obviously we'll take it.
And now, what are the age ranges, Brennan, for someone maybe making a list to drop off donations Friday?
I have like the ages of the patrons.
Yes,
I have from here 18 all the way up to 68. So any of those age ranges, like I have 18, 19, 52, 39, 68, mid 50s, 40s, mid 40s. So
now, Brennan, once again, Mark Brennan has put together a list, and he forwarded it to me. You can find it on his page, but we'll also post it also.
We'll post it on our page as well.
It's listed by age and what's required. So yes, we'll get that for sure, Carol. We'll post it right after the show tonight, and we'll make sure everyone can take a look at that. And if you have anything laying around the house that you can help those folks out. And Lori's right. Come on, Timmins. Timmins is known, one of the best things about the city is when there's folks in need, Mark. We know that people step up to the plate.
Absolutely.
Chad said if they have any electronics, so Chad's the owner of Elite Geeks, if they have any electronics that were damaged, he'll see what he can do to help them out. Like that.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Chad.
Yeah, that Chad's got a big heart. Question from Jose. If we can't make it on Friday to donate clothing or give money, is there another way to get it to you?
Yeah, I can come on Sunday and pick up. If need be, you can private message me, and I can swing by and get the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So would be the best way to contact you on Facebook?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. Just so my phone's not overloaded.
It's Brenbaugh, by the way, right? On Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I put it in the flyer by the porch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah.
Same difference.
Yeah. Or if you have, Brendan's going to be really busy, if you can't get a hold of him, just send us a message, and we'll make sure to pass that on. We'll make sure it, help Brendan make sure it gets into the hands of the folks that need it.
Awesome. Yeah.
And, I think it's tremendous what you're doing because you know, we've all been in positions where we need help, and now these folks need some help. So
Definitely. And
Absolutely,
again,
man. We gotta remember, right? In times of need, we gotta spread that positivity. So
my cousin Crystal Cuts does woodworking and could use some tools.
oh, she's the one of the patrons of the building.
Okay. Well, there we go. Yeah. So if anyone has any old tools, so these are the types of things that you'll be able to collect on Friday between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's great. Yeah, a great job. Pretty.
Anything that anybody thinks would help them in this time of need, just bring it on by.
Yeah, even
getting into the fall and winter months too, they're going to need warmer clothing. Obviously, going down to 1 over the weekend, so think warm and
absolutely
when we're putting the clothes together.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, we'll definitely we'll post that with the information about the food. Pardon me, about the clothing and cash drive on Friday. We'll post that on our page. Any household items would be helpful too. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know, plates and cups, things like that. Absolutely. Yeah, that as well.
You know, how many individuals again are affected? Was it 8?
I have 10.
10.
I have 10 from the list I was sent.
Yeah. And are they like? Do you know how many? Are these? Some of them, I guess, are individuals, and some
of them are family. There's 3 that are together. 2. Yeah, a lot of them are together. I think there was 4 units or something like that. So a lot of them were together.
Yeah. So that's great. Carol, blankets. Yeah. Once again, that
Excellent.
would be amazing. Yeah. And right. Yeah. Now, yeah. And the bigger question will be after this is, you know, where we're all worried about
housing.
where these folks are going to stay. Yeah.
I was looking at some options the other day. Maybe through DSAB or something, but I couldn't really find anything.
Yeah. I remember at the last fire, God, it seems like there's too many, but the last fire, Red Cross had done something for a period of time. Then I wasn't too sure where they transitioned out of that, but they were in the hotel for about a week or so, right, Mark?
Yeah, about maybe week 2, I think, tops, and then we started to disperse once they started getting funds and allocating where they were going to go next.
Yeah. Lori says you guys work together at the 101 Mall.
The good old pick of the crop days.
Yeah, the good old pick of the crop days. That's right, Amanda. Yeah, if you have extras laying around the house that you'd be able to help out, you know, an individual or a family, you know, we know these folks would really appreciate that. And sometimes even the smallest gesture can go a long way, alleviate some of the stress, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's the thing, right? We want to try and take as much stress off as we can off of their shoulders because they're going through a really tough time right now. So let's take that, spread it out, and it won't be that bad.
So reach out to us at the Red Cross. Yeah, so I think the Red Cross is sort of helping with the emergency management at the moment.
Yeah,
but it's got to be just following up on Donna. So they have to be out by tomorrow. So I would assume the first point of contact, the families would be in discussion with the Red Cross.
Yeah.
But we're not too sure what happens after that, but it's got to be a very difficult position.
I called the other day, but they wanted the patrons to call. And
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just had discussed that with you.
Yes.
There's really only so much I could do from my end for that.
Yeah, but I think you're doing an awesome thing. So, you know, once again, the GoFundMe, we'll get that link posted up right again, Mark, if you want to run your magic again.
Post it in there again. Here it is.
Yeah, there we go. And and on Friday, 5 to 7 at Narduzzi's, you know, clothing, household donations, you know, toiletries, anything, you know, the basics. These folks have nothing. And then, of course, you know, if you want to make a cash donation, will you be able to get that in the hands of the family as soon as possible?
Absolutely, yeah. I've actually asked the patrons to come out on Friday if they can, and I've offered if any of them did need a ride. If you're watching, I'll come pick you up personally. I have no issues with that. So
good.
Yeah, you're a good man, Brennan. You're a good man.
Just trying to do some good.
Well,
it's been a tough year for a lot of people. Almost 2 years for a lot of people, right? So being locked up and COVID and all that stuff, it's very hard on everybody. So
yeah, no, and yeah, you're right. This has been really trying times, and this just this devastation adds extreme amount of stress. So, at the very least, get some essentials in their hands, and hopefully a little bit of cash flow, because it's going to be a difficult transition, especially if you're worrying about where am I going to have a roof over my head tomorrow or Friday. Like that is,
yeah. It's very stressful.
Tough decisions. And again, more stress that doesn't need to be piled on with our current stress load.
No, exactly.
Pandemic.
If you put yourself in your shoes, obviously you don't want to think about that, right? So
yeah, that's right. So we're going to do our absolute best to make sure promotion from our end, make sure they're aware of what's happening on Friday. Mark just reposted the GoFundMe. Yeah. And that's great, Melanie. Anything that you can do, we'll get that posted right when we're done tonight. That'll be about 8:30. We'll post it right away. And like I said, I'll have the information about what's happening Friday, and we'll have all the sizes that are required. Amanda says, heartbreaking not knowing to go where you're next. Yeah, devastating completely.
Especially when you're going to bed tonight, not knowing where you're going tomorrow. Most people. Have to worry about, you get a few weeks notice, when a fire happens, there's absolutely no notice. And again, it's heartbreaking to know that these families, tragedy can strike in a second. And, this is where we all have to come together, and hopefully we'll find places for them all. Hopefully the Red Cross can come through, and we'll make sure that these folks see themselves back on their feet again.
Good.
Awesome.
Okay, well, thanks a lot, Brennan. Obviously, we will be in touch,
okay.
And people will be able to see that post from our end at 8:30. And and for you, I really think you're an excellent role model in this community, stepping up to help people in need. So,
thank you.
We appreciate that, and appreciate you coming on. And I know the folks that were affected by this fire really, really appreciate that too.
Yes,
no problem. Yeah, thank you guys very much for having me on your show, and also thanks for letting me reach out to you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Anytime, we'll be in touch. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye guys.
Thanks, Brennan. Good luck Friday.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
He's doing a good thing, Mark. It affected. These are his friends, his neighbors. He lives right across the street. And he's put a couple things together to help make life a little bit easier for these folks. And you can't fix everything. Obviously, it's a very traumatic time for them.
No,
but it's nice to see people like Brennan. They're nice stories to hear.
And again, Narduzzi's opening up their parking lot again. Melissa down there at Narduzzi is always, always using her space for great, and it's great to see that Friday that will be the space for the collections.
Yeah, that is right. All right, so that was great. And next, we have two guests tonight. You're not done working yet, kids.
We have two. Yes, no, it's a double whammy here on a Wednesday, which technically is normally our Thursday shows, but we're on a Wednesday tonight.
Yes, we were on a Wednesday, and we have two guests. We have the MPP of Timmins, Gilles Bisson. He's already waiting, so we're going to bring him on in a moment.
Yeah, bring him on. He's
we haven't been able to chat with him in a little while, so we got a lot of things to talk about, you and I, right?
That's right. We'll see what's going on here in the north and what's going on in the province.
Hello.
Good day. How you doing?
We are doing well.
Maybe I'll go turn on another light. I'll be right back.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I think I have on too many lights again, and people are telling me, Mark, no, I'm way too bright, and you're perfect. So
I actually got rid of a light. I had too many.
There we go. We're back. We're back with some light.
So there he is. I heard. Were you in Toronto earlier on today?
I left this morning at 3 o'clock in the morning, drove to Timmins.
Yeah. Oh,
so I'm about to go to bed.
Yeah.
Long day at the office down at Queen's Park. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
I like to leave early because the traffic coming out of Toronto, if you leave too late, is just like stressing. So I leave at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. There's no traffic going up Avenue Road all the way up to the other side of Barrie. So I leave early in the morning. I pull over, have a little snooze, and I go some more and have another little snooze. So I got in, and not bad time. I got in sometime after 12 and been doing stuff all day. And then I had 3 naps between 7 and now.
There you go.
Hopefully I won't fall asleep while I'm doing this show.
Yeah. That's you would get along with kids, but I think he's napping all the time. This guy, I don't know what he's.
No naps with me.
no naps, but
I got nappies when I was a boy. I had nappies.
Nappies. I miss nap time, to be honest with you.
No, you don't know what nappies are. That's a British term.
Well, where's Martin Peel? We need him right now. He'd be able to help us out.
Martin, what's a nappy? He's got to be watching.
I don't think it's Small Business Week.
Nappies are diapers.
Okay. Oh, nappies are diapers.
Of course they are. Yeah. The British term for diapers. Yeah. God, I'm surprised you guys didn't know that. I'm the French guy.
No. Oh, look, Barb is actually saying, so Barb, I had no idea what it. Mark usually knows these older terms, but you didn't even know that one, kids.
I didn't know that one. I'm thinking, so so he didn't pull over and take a nappy. He pulled over to.
I took a nap and I had a nappy after.
That's right.
Right. So we're celebrating Small Business Week in our community, and do you think we're starting to get into the more positive trends for small businesses and small business owners after a pretty rough 1.5, 2 years?
Oh my God, it's been a horrible 1.5, 2 years. A lot of businesses of all types have really hurt. Others have done okay, depending on what your line is. But things are starting to turn around. The big problem that employers have now is, that some of the volume is still down for some of the employers in the entertainment industry, others type of thing. But the other big problem is finding staff. I talk to, as you do, to all kinds of people in our community. And it's really, really hard to hire people, even though you're paying a good buck. It's hard to get people to come in and do some of the jobs that have to be done.
Yeah, it really is. Almost, I would say 85% of the employers we talk to, they're either considerably low, short-staffed, shutting down early, have to close on certain days. Yep. Everything. We haven't talked to an employer where staffing's been great, and even we're at a hiring event today, and they were offering very competitive jobs, competitive wages, benefits, pension, and even with that, they're struggling to put butts in the roles.
It's a real issue, and I'll tell you is that there's a lot of employers that are really struggling out there trying to staff up what needs to be done. It's a tough go. Like a lot of the younger people are choosing post-secondary education, which is good. That's a good goal for people to go to. But there's a lot of service type jobs that pay between better than minimum wage and $30-40 an hour that are being hard to fill. So what are you going to do, right? It's when I got into the workplace many years ago, we all went into mining and forestry. That's just what you did. You came out of high school, or you dropped out of high school and you went into one of these jobs and you did that as a living. I ended up lucky. I ended up as an apprentice electrician eventually. I can need a haircut, I think. An apprentice electrician, and got my license. So I'm one of the lucky ones. But there's less of that happening now than there was. And the other thing I'm just going to say, just in passing, because I just think it's interesting, as somebody who started working in the early 1970s, we got into the 1980s and the mining and forestry sector were laying off in droves. There were all kinds of people losing their jobs. And now you listen to the radio and they're advertising to find workers at mining companies, forestry companies. It's just like they're just like they're putting ads on the radio, and it's like, hey, hang on a second. When I was in the workplace, that wasn't going on, but that's a good thing. It means things are looking up.
Yeah. There is some positivity. It's definitely, what do they call it? A buyer's market there, Mark? Like a
buyer's market, yeah.
Great. We have a question or a comment from Barry, and a question. Let's face it, small businesses will be hurt by the rising price of gas.
Yeah, no kidding.
How do we bring it down? I'm sure everyone's asking this question.
Well, listen, I left Toronto. I left Toronto this morning. I went to the Canadian Tire. I guess it's on the 400, somewhere around Vaughan, and I paid $1.44. I drive into Timmins, and it's $1.56. So nobody's going to tell me there's a 12-cent difference because of transportation. That's just not what it is. The reason gas prices are so sort of out of whack is that the so you got the producers who produce the oil. They sell it at the fixed price of the barrel. So let's say 70 some odd dollars a barrel. Then it goes to the refiners who give it to the distributors, and that's where they decide how much they're going to get for this product. And in areas across Canada and across Ontario, they play with the price, and there could be a 10 to 20 cent difference in price within the same province, which makes no sense. So if you remember last election, Mr. Ford promised he was going to drop the price of gas, and that's a good thing. I'm glad that he did that, because certainly people are looking for respite when it comes to the price of gas, and it's not gone down, it's gone up. So clearly something has to be done. We have proposed as New Democrats, you can regulate the price of gas, so at least there's not those differentials between one area of the province and the other. The other day, it was the opposite. When I left Timmins last Sunday and I drove down to Toronto, the price of gas was actually 1 cent a liter cheaper in Timmins than it was in Toronto, which is
really
kind of
weird.
Odd. You don't see that very often, but it does happen. Stranger things have happened. So there's a lot of playing around with the price. And if Mr. Ford doesn't do what he promised that he was going to do, well, then we've got a proposal in order to be able to regulate the price of gas. And if he doesn't want to do that, come up with something else. Nobody cares what the vehicle is to get there. Just get the price of gas under control.
Yeah, it's definitely been a pretty interesting year and a half, Mark. And I know you have a burning question about a topic we rarely talk about on the show, the C word.
What's that about COVID and the vax passes?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I just wanted to know now that we're, obviously, there's, a big divide with vax pass, who's vaxxed, unvaxxed. Remember it was back about a year ago. They said once cases get below 1,000, everything's going to open up wide open. Now we've got this vax pass. Numbers seem to be going, in the right direction. As they say, this is going to be a temporary thing. How temporary is this, Gilles? Do they tell you that at Queen's Park?
Well, listen. If you remember, the start of this debate was the Premier said, we're not going there. We're not going to have vaccine passports. It's going to create a two-class society. It's going to be, no, we're not going there. And then less than a month later, it's done. And the reason it's done, and I don't blame Ford, he didn't have a hell of a lot of choice. If you don't find a way to contain the spread of the virus, you're constantly going to be shutting down your economy, restarting it up, and it's going to be a roller coaster. So in the end, he did what had to be done. He got there kicking and screaming, but how it's been applied has been problematic, which is a whole other issue. So 80% of Ontarians are now vaccinated. That's why we're seeing 300, 400 cases a day in Ontario versus, what we were seeing, not even 6 months ago. So as we get more people vaccinated, those numbers will continue dropping. And at one point, that will mean to say that the vaccine passes will become, less of a thing. When is that going to come off? I don't think anybody really knows. I don't think the Premier knows. I don't know. I don't think you guys know. I don't think KINZ and KLOMP
know. No, we certainly don't know, but we'd like to know.
Yeah, but you guys are pretty good. You get to know all these things. But I think it's really going to come down to what happens as far as numbers that we go through. So I think for at least the next little while, and I would argue at least until the spring and maybe even until the next election, which is May of next year, June of next year, I think we're going to have these vaccine passes on. And it's a divisive issue. Listen, the majority of people have been vaccinated. They've done it either willingly or reluctantly. and they are where they are. There's some people that are opposed, don't believe in vaccines, don't believe that there's a pandemic, and that's their right. They have the right to decide that and choose that. But as a society, we need to move forward. So the Premier made a decision, and every political party is supporting that.
One of the, I guess I call it the side, very sad effects of this is the division it's caused. And I see it with some families, with some friends, people feeling that they, have lost their employment because it's caused a lot of tension and stress on people who've already have tension and stress built up the last year and a half. So that's a very negative side effect, no matter, how you see things happening. And I assume your office must deal with calls with people who are sort of at the brink, that their mental health is directly affected. Yeah.
Yeah. We get the calls on both sides. So I went around to our local businesses, bars, because I do like to have a beer and a glass of wine. So I've gone into some restaurants, and asked the people that are working there and the owners, how's it going? The reality is most people are pretty good. People are not pushing back too hard on, having to provide a vaccine passport or an app on your phone. And people get it. They don't like it. I don't like it. I don't think anybody likes it, but people understand why. So by and large, people have been pretty good about, complying with those rules. There are people that are opposed, and I probably get 1 or 2 calls a day, sometimes 3 or 4, where people are calling and they're saying, "Oh no, don't do this. This is terrible. My rights are." But the reality is that, you travel to Asia, you got to get vaccinated to get into the country. You travel to Africa, you got to get vaccinated. Your kids go to school, they got to get vaccinated. This is nothing new. Like, it's not as if vaccinations and mandatory vaccinations haven't been around for a while. This is a worldwide pandemic, and we need to find a way to get out of it. And vaccinations seem to be the way to go. And I think only have to look at what's happening here and what's happening in the United States. In the United States, they're running at less than 60% second vaccine rates. So like in Florida, I think it was like 58% of Floridians have been double vaxxed. But look at how many cases they're getting compared to Ontario. Now, mind you, they obviously have more population in Ontario. Right. But when you run the percentages, Ontario is doing actually quite well. Our vaccine rates are up over 80%, double vaxxed, and our amount of cases are going down. So as they go down and more people get vaccinated, we will get out of this, and we will be where we need to be.
One question, like I always love to ask this question, because it's very easy to focus on all the negativities going on in the world, but there's always positives. We were just talking to Brendan Bois, who's doing a very positive thing for this community, helping out the victims of the fire. So there's always great stories. What, for our area of the province, what are some of the things that come to your mind that are exciting and that we're going to be looking forward to? And I did ask you this question last time, and I do it intentionally because I think it's always great to have to look on some nice things that are coming forward, positive things,
brighter things, positivity.
Listen, I think we're fortunate in Timmins. First of all, the mining and forestry sectors are doing well. If you look at mining, there's more mining jobs now than we've had in a long time. There's all kinds of exploration going on, both gold, nickel, copper, everything else. Timmins is a prolific area to be able to find new ore deposits, and we have the workforce and the knowledge to be able to, move towards development on these projects. So I think we are, moving forward. I worked with Jill 40 years ago. Barry Gutcher, God, you were my switcher at Northern Cable Television. I just saw that.
Yeah, it was Barry.
Barry, oh yeah, my God, yeah. Hey Barry. Anyway, I was the program technician at Northern Cable, and Barry was the playback operator, and did camera and all kinds of stuff, and ended up in the media for years. But anyways, so mining and forestry is going positive. Our service industry is certainly doing okay as far as work. I talked to a couple of operators who operate. I won't say the names of them because it'd be unfair. But they sell like things like ATVs, side-by-sides, boats, and all that kind of stuff. They're doing well. They can't get product, but they're doing okay. Like they're doing all right. Timmins has got a lot of stuff going for it. We're about to redevelop the Golden Manor. That's something a lot of people don't know about, but we built a brand new extended care when the Hollinger mine developed under the current circumstance. We went forward to the provincial government of the day, and we got the okay to build not only a new extended care, but we added beds when it came to long-term care at the extended care that's now on Shirley Street. The Golden Manor is about to be redeveloped. That's going to be a huge project, and again, more beds. Most of our schools have been rebuilt. Northern College, Collège Boréal, Université de Hearst, they've all gotten major investments. You were there the other day. La Ronde is about to build a brand new cultural center.
Yeah, that's
out of the
exciting.
ashes of the smoke damage that happened in that building about 2 years ago. So, we're doing well in Timmins as far as, a lot of good people are doing a lot of good work to move things forward. And that's from our municipal council, our school boards, our colleges, our hospital, our people that work in the opioid sort of, dealing with addictions and mental health. There's a lot of good stuff going on. And it's because we have some good dynamic people that put forward some good applications, and we're getting there.
Yeah, no, I think it's bang on. And sometimes you see these stories, but, I see a couple comments where people are saying, Martin, he made a good point. He says, people are just saying dumb things to each other. And that's the tension, that's the stress. And when that happens, you can lose focus on a lot of the good things that are happening in the community. One does not weigh another, but there are a lot of positives, and you just mentioned a whole bunch of them. Things that I find that we're very fortunate to live in this area of the province and the country, and we do have a lot of good things in our community and good people, right, Kinsman?
We've certainly got some great people, great neighbors, and always they always come through when times are tough. Just look at Brendan tonight putting together the holding drive, donation drive, and monetary drive for Friday, and helping out our neighbors. That's what we do up here in the north.
So I want to post this question from Martin, because people have asked this question before, and we love our friends at La Ronde, and we're super excited for the Francophone community. And Mark and I, we want to go back into L'Hermise too, right there.
L'Hermise, yes. And it's funny, everybody we saw at that ceremony, L'Hermise, everybody said, I can't wait for L'Hermise. So I think that's where the big grand opening of that new building will happen, right there.
Yeah. So I can't wait. I've never had the food, but I've definitely had a pint or a couple.
But I've had a few pints in there.
Yeah, but Martin's asking about the other cultural organizations, such as the Croatian Hall and the Polish Hall. Is there something that could be done? And I know the Croatian Hall's been asking for help for some time.
They've been building bricks, fundraisers.
Yeah, the Croatian Hall, we work with them in order to be able to move towards being able to apply for grants to do work at the Croatian Hall. One of the things they had to do, they had to get their incorporation done, because they've been around for about 80 years, something like 80 or 90 years. It's been a long time they've been around. And the incorporation wasn't actually under the Croatian Hall. It was actually called the Croatian Peasant Society or something like that. So they had to go back and find their incorporation papers that were filed back in the 10s or the 20s, whenever it was. So they finally got that, and they've been working at getting applications in under Trillium and different programs. And like any other organization, the Dante Club got money prior to La Ronde. They will do the same. The Polish Hall, they closed down partly because of what your comment was, and there was, less people attending the hall, and members from the Polish community were present and active. But it was also, there was a change made, and this is something that's always bugged me, and I never understood why we did this. So when Harris was in government, they prevented organizations like the Polish Hall, Croatian Hall, Dante Club, La Ronde, and all those people from doing events that did lottery tickets, bingos, and gambling. And if you remember, you used to go to the Dante Club and you used to have this wonderful event. La Ronde had the same thing, these poker nights. And they used to raise a lot of money guys going there and gals going there, spending money, being able to to put money into the clubs. And all of that got canceled, which really hurt their fundraising abilities. And it was given to these big bingo halls. And I've always thought it'd be better off to leave that with the community organizations and allow them to run bingos and other things so that they're able to make the fundraising they need in order to stay open. And that's part of what's happened. So if the government's not going to give them those tools, you got to at least provide them with the grant opportunity. And there's some of that through Trillium and a few other programs that we were able to connect to. And Timmins has got its fair share of that.
Well, that's good. Yeah, it is a very common question we get, Mark, especially our friends at the Croatian Hall.
Yeah. Be nice to see all the buildings get a revamp. So
there's a lot of work to be done at the Croatian Hall, no question about it.
Definitely,
some good work there.
Can you ever see yourself doing anything else besides being the MPP, being in having such a long career? Like this is like
it's my head what it's doing.
That's it. Yeah, you're like no, nothing else, right?
I am a really lucky person. Every now and then people get to do something that they like and do well at it and enjoy doing it. And that's where I'm at. I'll be 60. I'm 64 now. I'll be 65 in May next year, the next election. I'm running again. I've been nominated. And I've always said to myself, I'm going to do this as long as I feel that I've got the energy to do it, that I still like meeting with people and doing the things that got to be done, and that I can contribute. The minute that I can't do those things, then it'll be time to go. But at this point, my health is good. I feel good. I really enjoy this. It's a lot of work. Like, I had to drive down to Toronto on Sunday and I had to drive back today. But, people do worse things in their jobs than that, right?
There's no pressure from the home base. It's time for you to stick around home a little longer. You got some
so lucky. My wife, I got to tell you, Muriel hates politics. Muriel hates politics. She doesn't like it. She doesn't come to events, and I've never forced her to come to events, but it's a godsend because she leaves me do what I got to do in my regular work. And so I go to events. I bring, sometimes Muriel comes, but normally, our daughter Natalie lives here in town. I think Natalie. She is a psychologist here in town. And, she comes to events with me. My grandkids come to events with me. And, they're very supportive. You couldn't do this without a supportive family. And I'm very, very lucky that my family support me, and even my grandchildren. Alyssa and Eva, they just love Prepare, and they just let me do what I got to do. And as long as I keep on bringing candy over, they're happy.
Happy campers.
Exactly. Too much candy sometimes. The conservation of my daughter.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sorry about that.
It is always nice to hear these positive spins and get to know, people like on a little more of a personal level, because especially, you'll know this answer more than anyone. In politics, it can get cold and hot pretty quickly, right? And sometimes you just go get to know, like, this is, you're another community member.
I think it gets cold and hot depending how you take it. Like, there are people that don't like me. I understand that. There are people that sometimes get mad at me. But I don't take it personally. Like, everybody's got the entitlement of their position and their thinking. And some people think like me and some people don't. And so I have some people that are not happy with me at times, but I'm not upset about it and I don't take it personally because
their choices.
Listen, I don't agree with Doug Ford most of the time. He does some things that I like. Matter of fact, I saw Doug yesterday. I was chatting with him and sort of joking around on a couple of things that we're working on. But like, I got to look at what it is, right? So he does some things that I like. He does some things that I don't like. I look at focusing on the things that I like and that he does that I can support, and we do that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, a lot of exciting things happening in our community, Kinsman, and of course, a lot of things that we got to work on and find some end of this rainbow. Well, it's not a rainbow for the pandemic, but
almost
find
there.
something.
Almost there.
Almost at the, as they say, the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And just wanted to ask one quick note there, Gilles. There was rumors about, the train possibly coming back from Toronto to, Timmins in Cochrane. Is that still possible?
Yeah, it was a promise made by both us as New Democrats and the Conservatives in the last election. The Conservatives have, kept on saying they're studying it, they're looking at it, so they haven't said no. I'm putting a positive, positive look to this. If they say they're going to do it, let's hold them to that promise and let's make it happen. But don't bring back the service that we had before. We got to do something different. The train has got to be configured in a way that makes sense. It's for tourism. It's for bringing people north and south. It's all of those things. So we need to figure out how we're going to do that in a way that makes some sense. It will need subsidy. There isn't a train service in the world that's not subsidized. Go Transit, they get lots of government money, but they're necessary to move people east, west, and north, south around the GTA and across the southern part of the province. We need the same in Northern Ontario. And so, we're going to keep on working at it. Let's hope that the Tories hold their promise. So far, it's been a bit slow coming, but we'll keep on pushing them. And there's an election coming up this spring, and we have a good shot at forming government. It may fall on us to make that promise happen.
A fun question. Do you get dressed up for Halloween? And if so, what are you getting dressed up as this year?
If I got to get dressed up as anything, I would probably get dressed up as an astronaut.
Okay, the classic costume.
Yeah, well, I'm a child of the 50s and 60s, right? So I grew up watching, Mercury, Gemini, and Apollo, and I am just fascinated by the space program. I watch YouTube. It's about the only thing I watch. I watch football, CFL, NFL, DAZN, and the replays on YouTube. Yeah. And I watch a lot of documentaries. And if I had to dress up at one thing, it would probably be an astronaut, because I'm still fascinated at 64 with space. Maybe it says something about the space between my ears. I don't know, but I just
right. Well, we'd love to see a picture if you do it, of course.
If I do, I'll let you know. But I won't dress up like a Klingon. I'll tell you that right now.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm not into that, but that's a good thing. Some people like that.
Yeah, you can head down to the mini con. Will be at the end of the month, and everyone.
That's right.
It's on a couple of times. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, someone just said William Shatner in space. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Did you see the sign that he had? He went into space and he held up a sign taunting Picard. I forget what it said, but he held a little sign and said, eat this, Picard. I'm here and you're not.
There's another good meme with him. He said, for all the flat earthers out there, the earth isn't flat.
Exactly.
Which I thought was a funny meme.
That's pretty funny. Yeah. 90 years old. Can you imagine?
Oldest gentleman in space, and just happens to be a good old Canadian.
I had no idea he was 90. He's in great shape. My God.
Oh, he is in great shape. Yeah.
He is in great. Yeah, he finally made it after all these years, right? Yeah. Touring the.
I wonder what he said on takeoff. I know what I'd say. Oh shit!
Yeah, what do you do?
On top of a rocket, I think you'd be kind of scared.
Yeah.
I got to tell you one story about the space program, which I think is funny. It was one of the Apollo later launches, one of the ones to the moon, and there's one veteran and two rookies on this Apollo flight, and they're like T-minus 10 seconds. And the guy who's a veteran says, "Gentlemen, we are about to be launched into space by the most complex vehicle ever built by man, made up of a gazillion component parts, all built by the lowest bidder. Have a great flight."
Right. That's right.
Somebody
got to make you feel good,
That's
and
right.
the 3, 2, 1, you're feeling real good.
It was funny.
Awesome. It's always awesome to talk to Gilles, and we were going to ask if he's going to run again, Kinsman, but he already told us. So there you go.
He told us the news right here tonight.
Yes, nominated, ready to go.
Perfect.
And I'm looking forward to it. George has been nominated as the Conservative candidate. He's a good guy. I get along with George. His only issue is, in Timmins, Tories are not all that popular, especially the right-wing Tories. So, we'll run a clean campaign, I'm sure both of us, and do the best we can in order to make, speak to the issues that people want to hear about. And, we'll run our campaigns and do what we got to do.
Looking forward to it. Well, thanks a lot for your time again. We always appreciate your insight, and we will we'll be chatting soon.
Chat again.
All right. Have a good night. Good night,
everyone.
Gilles.
All right, buddy.
Talk
to you later.
Bye-bye.
That's awesome, Kinsman. I really love how he comes, the focus. He has a lot to say about the positive things. And I sound like a broken record when I say these things, but I've always been a firm believer. Yes, address the things that need to be addressed, but don't lose track of a lot of the good things in our community. I've been like that my whole life. My mom taught me that. And I think we just need a little bit more of that. Yes, there's serious issues. Yes, there's a lot of conflict, but at the same time, a lot of good things are happening where we live. And it's nice to be reminded of that once in a while.
That's it. As they say, you hate the cliches, but they say grass is greener on the other side. Sometimes the grass is greener if you water the grass below your feet.
There you go, pal.
There you go.
You had to throw in a cliche.
Does that make any sense at all?
You and I did a 4-hour live today already for Lever at the hotel. You got in about 150 cliches.
150 cliches. The ladies were using all the ducks in a row before they left. Now they're going to be like, where did I learn that from?
Yeah. So we do have two movie passes to give away.
Yes, we do. We are giving away Imagine Cinema 6 passes. And for those who haven't seen Halloween Kills, you've seen it. You recommend this movie to everybody.
I love this Halloween Kills. I'm a big horror fan. So if you're not a horror fan and you don't like the gore, and that it's not going to be for you. But at the end of the day, if that's your thing, then this is going to be for you. So we're
if you don't like horrors, there's still James Bond in the theater and some other, some tamer movies. But again, if you're into some horror and some fun, Michael Myers on the big screen.
Yeah. All right, pal. So let me do the draw. And so this is 2 passes for Imagine Cinema 6.
Imagine Cinema 6.
Yeah.
Where the wheel stops, no one knows.
Well, no.
Where it stops, someone's going to the movie.
Hopefully it doesn't stop on our name. We're going to have to read
Ashley Allen. Congratulations, Ashley. Off to Imagine Cinemas. We'll reach out to you. I'll pass your message off or your info. We'll exchange details with Colin over at the cinema, and he'll get you hooked up with some movie passes.
And if you haven't been in a long time, every theater in there is luxury seats.
That's right. Luxury recliners.
Yeah, they've invested a lot in that theater. So, and there's still nothing like seeing a movie on the big screen, especially if you're going to see Halloween Kills. You got to check that out on the big. You're meant to go with people and be scared and hear the screaming and Michael Myers coming at you, and you can only get that at the theater.
Only at the theater experience, of course. Theater sound. You're having the popcorn, You can't beat theater popcorn. They've got the caramel corn there. It's just a great night.
Well, ask Ashley because she commented. Yeah, you're welcome, Ashley. Do you know what movie you're going to see, or are you sort of still thinking that out? Because the last movie Kinsman went to was Paw Patrol. We talked
with my boys. You know what? It's funny. My littlest guy, Caden, says, "Papa, we need to go see another movie at the theater." So it's time. We're due. Maybe over the weekend. I don't know. We'll see what rated G kid films are in theaters. I know we're not going to see Halloween Kills with them, but definitely be heading to maybe a Saturday movie is in store. That's what's going to happen with the boys.
So tomorrow morning we're back on the road. We're off to North Bay for the the grand opening of their Cannabis Jacks location. So
that's right.
We love working. If you haven't seen the lives, we love working with these group of guys. They're very involved in all their communities. They support local businesses. They own more than just the Cannabis Jacks franchises, but it's a great group of a team that they have there, and they always believe in supporting other local businesses. That's why we love working with them. And they have one in here in Timmins. And if you're a Timmins, so we should say this. So if you're a Timmins small business owner, you can go into Cannabis Jacks and say if you have a T-shirt or a hat or a small gift certificate, every 2 weeks they do like a prize draw out of a basket with all local small business stuff. So they do that to help, promote other
businesses.
Yeah. So I thought that's pretty cool, and what they do, and we really like that train of thought. So we'll be there. Are you driving tomorrow?
I am driving again tomorrow.
All right.
So I'll be picking you up bright and early. We'll make the trek to North Bay. Again, we're at 1881 Castle Street. Someone says that's the heart of North Bay. So we're looking forward to hanging out there for a few hours. Again, the Shaft Bottom Boy is going to be performing.
Yeah.
We're going to have another charity barbecue, again, helping out the local community in North Bay. So we'll have all those details and all that fun posted tomorrow when we get there.
That's right. And okay, so we always want to thank our sponsors. They're extremely important to us. Now, the Urban Farm on Friday, don't forget. It's me and you are going to run around that parking lot, rain, snow, shine, whatever. Who can do the fastest lap? And there's no foolery this time. This is a real race, kids.
We're actually going to run one lap around Urban Farm, and we'll see who has the fastest lap.
Yeah.
Let's put the timing away. I'm worried about tripping around the first quarter when
man, I
hit it around there.
If you trip,
it's jumping over the eaves troughs and the edging. I don't know. Something's gonna buckle. But anyhow, that'll be worth the fun and the watch. And again, yes, we were kidding at a few of the other challenges. This one will actually put us through the paces.
Ashley says I still think it's a thing. Yeah, thank you. It's called entertainment, kids, but I guess only in our eyes. Did Ashley tell us what movie she's going to?
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Pads Canine Protection Detection Services. Let's get Martin some security guards.
He's looking for security guards. He wants to shave his mustache. Anybody who has a resume and wants to be a security guard. You want to work with Martin. You want to work with Sniper and his canines. If you're looking to be a crossing guard, a school crossing guard, you want to work security. He's looking for security guards right now. He needs 5 of them. So if you know anybody in this city that wants to make some great money and work with a great guy, you see him commenting on our show tonight. He's looking for a British pub here in the city. Maybe we could turn Pads Canine, a section of Pads, into a British pub.
Yeah, give him a call. Please.
That's right.
He's a big supporter in this community. He's a great guy. Is. But he's a local business owner, and they need guards. So he'll help you get trained. He'll help you get set up. Just give him a call, and and maybe one day he'll shave off that mustache if we get him enough security guards.
If we get him enough security guards, and again, 193rd Avenue is where he's at. You can find him on Facebook. And just message him. And that's the beauty of supporting local businesses. You send them a message, you'll get the reply back. There's no corporate delays.
Yeah.
When you're looking for employment up here in the city. Oh, he's looking for a club, not a pub. Okay,
that's right.
All right.
I'll see which one of you can both run faster. Oh yeah, we could never beat Sniper.
Yes, you know what? Stick a piece of. One of the pepperettes from the Urban Farm on the back of our pockets, and then we'll have to outrun Sniper around the building.
Yeah, Sniper. So he's gonna do it, like he already said. We won't like it, but he'll do it. So let's help him out here. And little saplings. We get a lot of messages about little saplings
and how beautiful their new location is. The newest daycare on the block. And again, 10% discount off new registrations between now and the new year. So if you're looking to put your little one in, you and I have the chance to check out and hang out with Brianna and her hubby, Brianna Ludwig, the newest ECE in town. A beautiful facility. Again, that video still up on our Facebook page.
Yes, sir. And you had promised me last week that you're taking me out for lunch to Guac. You promised, and you have yet to live up on this promise, pal.
Well, maybe we'll get some guac on the way out tomorrow, or maybe on the way back. They're not open that early in the morning.
You're just saying that because they're closed. Don't be so cheap there, kids.
That's right. Or I'll buy you lunch, because they don't open until 10 or 11 o'clock, right? So, anyhow, but Guac Mexi Grill in Timmins, they had the burrito KINZ and KLOMP meal deal of the week, and be looking for another meal deal that's going to happen over the course of the weekend. We'll be posting that. And again, it's good eating over there. If you're looking for Mexican, Guac Mexi Grill is the place to go.
Did Mark fill out Jamie's application? Okay, we were today. We were at this job fair today for Lever and
at Lever.
Lever. I didn't say Levert, but I might have said it during the show. But Lever, still weird saying it that way, don't you find?
Lever.
Yeah.
I think everybody on the planet calls it Levert, but I guess everybody does because they have fun at their offices. Candace telling us today. that they have bets on who's going to come in and call it Levert or Lever, and it's good morale in the good old Lever building, and we definitely had some fun there today.
That's right, pal. And don't forget to get the tickets for the Halloween show at the Surge.
That's right.
$10 is going to be a real fun night. They're going to have prizes, entertainment, get dressed up. There's going to be some great music, and it's going to be awesome. And then in November, we're doing the 80s night at the Surge. So
80s night in November, and we can't let too much out of the bag, but you're going to definitely want a ticket for that night. If you thought the 90s night was great, just wait till we go back another decade. It's going to be even greater.
All right, pal. I think that about wraps it up. Now, when you're driving tomorrow, show me how your hands are going to be on the steering wheel. Is it going to be
10 and 10 and 6:35? I was doing the last time.
Yeah. I better up my life insurance.
You better up her up tonight.